Cool. All right. Well, Matt, can we please have a one-word prompt?
Go with dog.
Dog.
In my
Okay.
peripheral right now.
Okay, I was like, I don't remember a dog in this movie. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Wrong choice, Matt. I'm a cat person. It's not, we don't do dogs over here.
And wrong
Did it
choice
on
for you,
purpose.
CJ. Yeah.
I guess it is 2 against 1 in this.
Yeah.
I was dealing with one of our cats kept puking, and I don't know if you guys know this, but cats like to kind of run away before they're about to cough up a hairball. So you literally have to like chase after them so they don't puke on the carpet.
What? Hold on one second. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
This is the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests. And this week we watched 2023's The Holdovers.
That's right.
Academy Award winning.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti getting some cred where cred's due.
I don't think he won, but
He
was nominated.
He got some other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he got some other stuff. Yeah. So wait, why did they run away before they puke?
I don't know, but it's kind of the first sign is like you can tell their behavior is being weird. They're kind of like darting around a little bit, and you're like, uh-oh, what's going on here? And then they like to like scurry into a corner or something like that so that they can
They're
cough
like
up the
embarrassed by
hairball.
it. Like,
Yeah,
no,
maybe.
please don't look. No.
Yeah. And so
Okay.
sometimes you just have to kind of like put your hands on their side and gently like kind of hold them so they don't puke on carpet, so it's easier to clean up. So that was my day today.
Ugh.
Literally like run at he tried to like go under a couch, and I was like, no, please. I can't reach under there to clean us up. Get back over here.
Oh my God. Oh, I went into work for the first time in forever yesterday, which meant leaving Bailey, our dog, home alone. And Meg came home before I did, but apparently she was pissed and literally pissed 3 times on the carpet while I was away. So, yeah, that was fun.
Let's introduce our guest, because something tells me he's probably got some stories.
Probably.
We're joined once again by Matt Alaniz.
Hey guys, good to see you.
Hey, Matt, welcome back.
Not so good about the bodily functions of your
Yeah.
animals, but hopefully they're still all healthy and happy.
I think he better be happy.
Probably.
Yeah, we had some snuggles after that later in the day. So.
Oh, that's good.
It's hard to tell if it was either the cat or it was only you trying to help you yourself after a night of drinking.
Sometimes I get agitated. I don't. Yeah,
You
there's
scurry
a
into a
shame
corner.
element. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the bathroom. The bathroom.
Fine.
Matt, what kind of dog do you have?
I have a blue healer who is 99% energy. So
Oh, wow. Nice.
she loves to her puking comes from just like a child who's running around after having a big meal and then throws up from excitement. That's hers.
Nice.
Are you too familiar with the phrase "scarf and barf"? Is that like a known thing?
No, but I love
I
it.
am not. I want it now.
Oh, that's so. Our other cat has been doing that lately, where they like to eat dinner super quickly and then immediately barf it up because they just like scarfed it down so fast.
Nice.
So yeah, it's been a fun couple days in this household cleaning up puke.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of cleaning up puke,
Segway.
that happens in this movie. So we're going to talk about the holdovers and more coming up on the Overtalking Podcast.
Every year at Barton Academy, students, faculty, and staff depart the campus for a 2-week winter break. But there are always an unfortunate few who have nowhere to go for the holidays. They're known as the Holdovers.
Mr. Hunnam.
Hello, Mary.
I heard you got stuck with babysitting duty this year. How'd you manage that?
You just earned yourself a detention, sir.
Me with you is already one big detention.
Son of a...
We're back on the Overtalking Podcast, joined once again by returning guest Matt Alaniz, and we're talking about the Holdovers. Matt, we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe for someone who's not yet seen the Holdovers without spoiling it, because it's a pretty big movie right now, what it's all about.
Ready, go.
All right, so will be your new Christmas favorite movie to watch as you watch a professor with disdain for youth and youth with disdain for authority learn to get along together, and a woman deals with her grief.
Wow, you still have half your time left.
That was the best way I could put it.
Yeah.
And it's
That was really
warm
good.
and exciting. Think Dead Poet Society, but Christmas.
Yeah,
All right, time. Well done.
that's it. Yeah, you're right. I mean, there really isn't that much here. It's
Without
pretty
spoiling
straightforward.
it, obviously.
Yeah,
Without spoiling it. Sure. There's plot beats and stuff, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah. Matt, have you gone to boarding school or anything like that?
No, for me, I always thought that was just a movie thing growing up.
Didn't actually
Grew up in a
exist in
small
real
town
life?
in southern. Yeah, I was like, that's not a thing, right? That's like Harry Potter stuff.
Yeah.
It's not common, at least, right? I mean,
I don't think
they
so.
must. I'm sure they exist, but I don't know anyone who's ever gone to boarding school. Probably because I attended public school. That's gotta be why.
It does feel very much like more of a East Coast rich people thing to do.
Right, because you got to pay for room and board too, on top of
Yeah.
a school that you also have to pay for that is private.
I think that's the board in boarding school.
That's the board. That's the board part.
Hey, you tired of your kids? Just send them to
rid
full-time
of 'em.
school. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Who needs
There's
them?
other kids. They can play.
Get them out of here.
You don't hate them enough to send them to military school, but you still want
But
them
if
to
you
go
do,
away.
have we got a great program with our sister school?
Right.
Ken, Matt, I don't know how much you will appreciate this, but this has basically become a Fast and Furious podcast, even though we discuss other movies.
Yeah.
So last week on the show, I had an idea of playing a sort of 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but now we're just going to do 6 degrees of Fast and Furious,
Oh, man.
and I have one.
For Paul Giamatti?
It's 1 degree.
Oh, no.
Really?
Okay.
Wait,
Paul
hold on.
Giamatti.
Wait, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Okay.
Hold on. I want to think about it just for a second, and we can edit this out.
I can even give you a hint.
Yeah, I need the hint, please. No, please
It was meant. We even mentioned this movie on last week's episode.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, is he in Saving Private Ryan?
he is. Paul
okay.
Giamatti plays Sergeant Hill in Saving Private Ryan, and Vin Diesel plays Private Caparzo.
Wow.
There's a 1 degree Fast and Furious separation.
The degrees are probably pretty low for any movie, just
Yeah.
based on the number of people that are in the Fast franchise.
I feel like that movie specifically, Saving Private Ryan, has like so many famous people in it that are in
Yeah.
even small parts. Well,
I
there you
intend
go.
on rewatching it soon.
I hope you enjoyed that new segment
I personally
Excited for it.
that we for sure will remember to do every single episode from here on out.
Just like we remember to check the reviews and everything else.
Yeah.
Matt, why did you choose the Holdovers? And did you choose the Holdovers? Because
Yeah,
there's
Matt, why did
there's
you
a
specifically-
sneaky thing that's been going on this podcast.
I was just thinking about, well, I'd just seen Poor Things recently, another great film,
Oh.
and looking into like cinematography, like techniques and maneuvers and stuff. And I remember really enjoying the Holdovers technique. I was like, I would love to discuss that one a bit more. I know Poor Things is like the hot one. I'm sure somebody's going to have a great episode about it. But
I hope so.
I wanted a little bit more of the coziness of the Holdovers since it just got a little chilly again here in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm glad that we did this on this podcast because I meant to watch it during December because it's, I mean, kind of a Christmas movie, not really, but it is. And I wanted to watch it then, but it just fell off my radar, and it's still good, even though it's not Christmas time. It's really good.
Yeah. And I think you described it perfectly using the word cozy. That is this movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cozy.
There's a warmth to it from the coloring to the textures that they used. They accomplished it. I think one person described it the best. It's like a movie that you find in either yours or your dad's garage, like on an old canister that you throw on. Like, hey, son, come here, check out this movie. It was big in theaters when I was a kid.
I like that. What you mentioned the cinematography. I mean, probably in more respects to Poor Things, but what about the cinematography did you like for the Holdovers too?
I thought they really went all in. I'm sure you guys have noticed there's been kind of this huge trend of like, while we do have the highest, point of technology with our digital cameras and everything, there's a lot of like wanting to have more of the crispiness of old film textures. There's like a fancy word, I forget what they'd call it, some sort of textural classicism or something like that that's going about. And the Holdovers went all in, from the title cards looking like back in the 70s, the way they did the sound. It wasn't just like, hey, let's throw a film gradient thing on top of it and it'll look kind of nice. Now they went like all in for the experience, and I respected that.
Yeah, to the point where when I turned it on, I was like, oh, is this the right movie? I knew it was set in the 70s, but then I was like, well, wait, hopefully this is right. And then finally Paul Giamatti came out. I was like, all right, good.
There it is.
This is the right
Yeah.
one. But yeah, I loved that, man. I love the crunchy like film grain, everything about it. Oh, it's perfect.
The soft zooms they did felt like very much those old movies, very like soft music in the background. There's like a slow zoom in on something as the opening credits start.
So
yeah,
good.
there was. I think it's Paul Giamatti standing in front of a building that felt very like Wes Anderson too. It's very centered, and then it kind of zooms in on it. And yeah, I also really enjoyed the like 70s title cards. And I had to Google what the aspect ratio is because it was like not quite 4:5, but not. It's 1.66 by 1.
Okay.
Which like I feel like you don't see that very often either.
No, I wonder if that's a specific film stock kind of aspect ratio.
Yeah.
But yeah, that definitely helped to make a feel of the time.
It was a fun exercise apparently for the crew itself, the colorist and cinematographer, that the director kind of removed some of their tools from it. Like you can't use the latest stuff. You got to use some of the stuff that they had available or that might have been available. So they said it was challenging, but that's how you get kind of more of the honest experience of it. The lights are a bit more fuzzy than they can normally be in sharpness. The sound too. I don't know if you noticed the sound. It just kind of sounded a little muffled, but cozy. Again, I just keep going back to cozy. It was a warm feeling to it, and it was just from them not being able to like, come on, let me just press the button. There's a modern button that lets us do it. Yeah,
it's as if it's you putting on a vinyl record and you're getting the warm buzzing.
There we go. Yeah,
I like that.
I did too. I mean, I wish more movies did this, even though I don't really want it to become overplayed. But like another movie that comes to mind is House of the Devil. That was a horror movie that did something very similar, even with the same like old title cards and stuff like that. I don't know. I love all that.
I think even X had the classic intros as well. That was another one, a little more sharper, like zoom into that horror effect.
Yeah.
It's, again, really nice. There's gonna be one director though that's like, screw this, and using the most modern thing is gonna feel like you're right there. I want it crisp. You can see the pores, people's skin.
That'd be Nolan, wouldn't it? Filming everything in like
true.
IMAX.
The first double IMAX film is coming.
You have to rotate in your chair to see everything around, like you get a little joystick.
Oh my god!
Did you see that part? I didn't. It's still over here.
Yeah, it's
behind,
coming, though. Behind you. It's over your left shoulder.
I don't want to be here anymore. And then that's when actors actually come out of the doors to be around you and massage you gently.
That's like right. 4D experience, they say.
Yeah.
That's what I'm sure. It's got it like they're kind of getting there with the Sphere in Vegas already, is like becoming more of a bubble in a surrounding spot.
Which I cannot wait. I've heard that it will watch your plane land or watch some of the planes land into Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
I want a trip there just to do that. I want to stare.
I've seen that video.
Giant emoji.
That's awesome. I heard that like not every seat is like you even see everything.
Yeah.
Like, you're under an overhang for like 25% of the seats there.
Yeah, which I think is insane. That like and
you have to get out of your seats and go towards to look
right. Walk into the hallway. Yeah. I heard too that like you don't quite know that when you're buying your seats either.
Mm-hmm. You don't,
I don't
really
think
know
it
what's
says like, obstructed view or whatever.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
A view from it. It's one of those previews. You look up and just ass in the seat.
Well, I mean, like speaking of like Sphere like content, I guess if that is to become a theater type you can go to. I mean, they make movies now for VR that are kind of like that though, right?
It's true.
I mean, it's more personal, but I don't know if that'll take off with like the Meta Quest 3 or whatever coming out. That should be pretty mass marketable.
I had the very slimmed down version of like Google's thing where it's just you're taking your phone and like putting it in a little headset. And one, it feels like then your phone is on fire if you're doing anything longer than a half hour because the screen is on like full brightness and pumping a video in. And then I think that was as long as I could last because then I would start to get a headache because the screen is, inches away from your face.
which you have to scurry away and throw up.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it's not on the carpet.
Dedicated things are a little better, but
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to get into it.
I'm sure Disney has something in the works. You take the headset off, and there's a character actually sitting in your lap.
I do enjoy watching the videos on Instagram of people like running into furniture and breaking shit and stuff like that. There's a guy that I will occasionally watch his Twitch streams, this Australian comedian Tom Walker, who he will then say like, "Ow, I just punched the ceiling," like in his basement streaming and stuff like that. It's very entertaining. He's very bad at it too, which helps.
You know who would have a really tough time though with these VR types of sets? Paul Giamatti's character, the professor.
With his eye?
That's right.
Which eye switches over to? It got to the point where I Googled, does Paul Giamatti have a glass eye? Have I never noticed?
I wondered it initially too, because it's very convincing.
It's been a while since I've seen a movie of his, and it was, extremely.
I've been listening to him go on like talk shows and interviews and stuff like Paul Giamatti, by the way, fellow podcaster. I don't know if you guys know that. He has his own podcast.
Yes, I do know. Please talk about his podcast.
It's pretty good. But apparently on set there's a dedicated, it was a contact lens for the eye effect, and there's a dedicated person that's like the kind of contact
eye wrangler.
Lens, like eye wrangler. Because there were a lot of like safety issues naturally as you're putting something into his eye, and he was saying that like. Yeah, they're shooting outside, and there was a chance that it could, like, freeze to his eyeball or something like that. And
what?
That would be bad.
It's a contact, right?
I don't know, but it's probably not like quite, a contact like you would put in for your glasses.
Yeah,
because it has an effect,
it's
like
opaque.
It's an eye drawn onto it and stuff.
I saw that there were other safety issues with he's half blind when he has that in, right? So
he can't see.
When he's driving a car, he can't really see where he's going. Oh my God.
Which also, gotta love the 70s, just openly drinking and driving constantly.
So many things, it's fine.
Yeah.
Smoking indoors, smoking at the movies.
Oh God.
Heavily drinking. Children in bars. But he gets a burger and a Coke, so it's all right.
Yeah. Just getting approached by prostitutes, that's a normal thing.
Well, she was just looking for a date, a warm date.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right.
She just wanted a party, Ken. What's wrong with that?
He's just looking for a little candy cane, as they put it, which is my favorite reference that he continues throughout.
Also, what's going on with that outdoor book sale in the snow? Aren't those books getting ruined? It's actively snowing,
right? Yeah.
I'd like to buy this one, but not for full price, as a giant snowflake just fell on it.
Yeah.
Half the page, it's soaking wet.
Why are we outside?
Yeah. They're all stuck together now. The ink is bled through all
frozen
the pages.
Shut. Yeah.
It's not a sale. We had a flood in the building. I'm trying to move the inventory out. Please stop taking the books.
Trying to air them out. Can you imagine getting to take like a field trip just like to another city for fun? You're like, all right, we're going on a field trip where we just get to hang out at a hotel and walk around. Not only that, but
inside the car of your professor.
Yeah.
Just being in the back seat the entire time. But not only professor, but not to diminish her role, but the cafeteria manager.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to a museum.
I don't know if I would have, like high school me, would have even been able to say a word that entire trip. I think I would have been so shy and awkward.
Yeah, same.
Can you not take a shot from your flask, please?
Yeah.
No. Okay, I'm fine.
While driving.
I'm fine. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything.
His eyes are watering in the back seat because it smells so bad.
Yeah. God. Cigarette smoke.
Well, the body odor thing too, right? What is that? Is that the hydro something?
I remember him saying he can't process trimethylene, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, him
Any
smelling?
Listeners are doctors. Yeah. I'd love if you guys could email the show and just explain that.
We're talking about at gmail.com.
I would love to be a part of that episode that you guys get that same doctor to discuss it.
CJ, can you talk more about Paul Giamatti's podcast?
Yeah, it's called Chinwag. Yeah. They talk about like Bigfoot and kind of like ghosts podcast, and stuff. Right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's pretty he's like a fun dude to listen to. He's an entertaining guy. So just recently they performed at San Francisco Sketch Fest, SF Sketch Fest, They did a live recording with comedian Chris Gethard. And the reason I bring this up is because Paul Giamatti was on quite possibly one of my favorite episodes of television ever. And he was on the Chris Gethard show back when he had a television show. And I'm kind of spoiling the premise, but I have to get the point across. So Jason Mantzoukas and Paul Scheer joined Chris Gethard to kind of host the show with him. The show is it's a live recording where fans call into the show frequently. That's like a big part of the show as they engage with people watching the show. The premise of this particular episode was they had rolled in a New York City dumpster into the studio. And the premise was you call in and guess what's in the dumpster. And if nobody gets it right, they are never going to reveal what was in the dumpster.
Did anyone get it right?
So, guess what was in the dumpster?
Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti.
Oh my God.
Is sitting in this dumpster the entire episode silent.
Wow.
And they had to secretly, like, he had to enter the dumpster way beforehand so that no one would see him or like get a glimpse of him before. So he's in there for probably like an hour at least. And funny enough, I think you can watch this episode on YouTube for free. People, I think somebody gets so close as to say like a cardboard cutout of Paul Giamatti, just like randomly.
Whoa.
And then finally, Paul is like, all right, well, that's close enough. And like pops open the lid and everybody goes nuts. And it's revealed. He's like,
I'd like to get out of here.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah. I don't want this payoff to be non-existent.
Yeah. But that was a stipulation of, I think, Paul Giamatti too, was like, okay, I'm agreeing to do this, but if no one gets it, you have to like roll me back out and I'm never going to tell anybody that it was me. Like it will be kept a secret.
Wow.
It's really, really good.
In this movie, I heard his trailer is a New York City dumpster on set.
That's right, yeah.
He just rolled him in.
It's where he's the most cozy, again.
You've never been more cozy than you've been inside of the dumpster. Filled with all the books that were thrown out immediately after that scene.
Yeah. I think he did get like a pillow, I think, and maybe some snacks or something like that. I can't recall exactly.
Yeah. You got to have something for that long.
Yeah. But man, the fact that, they weren't even really giving real like good clues or hints the entire time. And somebody just happened to like randomly guess that. It's crazy.
Wow.
Now I need to, not only that, but watch that and listen to his podcast. He as well. I mean, I've seen him he's very charming too in all of his interviews, but I can't get over like just how well, I mean, he's a professor, but he does it so well, the way he enunciates everything. And it's just so eloquent. I mean, the whole dialogue of this movie is just so, it seems very sophisticated, but the subject matter is very normal stuff. Like when the kid gets accused of stealing cigarettes. What a baseless accusation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love where they're at a bowling alley in Boston and Paul Giamatti's character is sitting at the bar and with next to like somebody dressed as Santa talking. And I think they even insult like rich people right before Paul Giamatti interacts with him. And then quotes some like Greek philosopher or something like that, and they just deadpan stare at him.
Stare open mouth at him.
Yeah.
Did you guys know what that bowling was? I have never seen that bowling before. I had to look it up.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's called candlepin bowling? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a very
like a
northeaster thing. Huh.
I think that's what they're actually talking about. They're like criticizing, I think, the game of like whether what they're playing is harder or another version. Like these kids don't know what real bowling is. And at first I thought they were going to start talking about the war, but no, just bowling.
They were talking about 10. They called it 10 pin. Was like
10 pin, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then for Paul Giamatti to come in, well, you know.
Yeah, Saint Nick, it would actually be dressed like that. Yeah.
And it is his signature pipe.
Yeah.
He takes a long draw from.
Man, I want to smoke a pipe. I want to be a pipe smoker when I get old. I don't smoke at all right now, but it's going to happen at some point.
It's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
I think so.
Pretty sure when you reach age, they give it to you.
Jim Beam. That with a bottle of Jim Beam.
That I do respect. A lot of Jim Beam. Yeah, I can get behind that.
This is Jim Beam, #1 sponsor of the Holdovers.
I got a flask. I'm sure I've done that. I'm sure I've drinking Jim Beam out of a flask already in my life.
While smoking.
Have you ever made and making Cherry's Jubilee though?
Definitely not in a parking lot.
In a parking lot that then immediately gets out of hand.
Yeah,
I love that.
on a car. Great place for it.
And then all of them again driving home.
Yeah,
Perfectly fine.
Yeah,
with a child that is entrusted to them.
right.
But
So
I mean,
weird.
let's be honest, the parents wouldn't have really cared. I'm talking about his parents for a second. What a pair of assholes.
Yeah,
To be like, you can't come
seriously.
home. We're going to go on our honeymoon, even though the wedding was months ago.
And we had already planned a trip with you, apparently.
Yeah.
And now we're just cutting you out of it.
Yeah, we've decided you're going to bring down the mood.
Wanting to see.
But here's some cash.
Dad. God.
Merry Christmas.
yeah.
From a card that they just signed. Right, no note. They just sign
Right.
along what's already written with, I think it was like $40 in there.
Yeah.
Right.
Great. Can't wait to spend this at school.
Yeah, at school. I can't wait to buy more notebooks
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Where am I going to use this?
Oh my God.
Little do they know, I'll use it in Boston.
Well, do you guys want to maybe learn a little bit more about the movie?
Yes.
Because
Because
it's time for.
Hey, did you know that?
That's right. For new listeners, this is the trivia portion of our show where we pit our guest and CJ head to head to see who knows the most about what we watch, which early indications say that Matt knows a lot about this movie. So we'll see how this goes. Matt, CJ, are you two ready?
Ready.
Ready.
All right. First question, just closest, gets the point. How long did the opening credits last? Because it was longer than normal.
Yeah. I did appreciate that it's the overlay and it's not just like
Mhm.
black screen with text. It's like, okay,
Oh, that's the
let's
worst.
get, yeah. That every
Just like
movie in the
music
90s
playing.
was 3 straight minutes of just nothing as the credits roll.
Right.
God, just
The things that
get
should
to
be
it.
at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
just up front.
I'll say probably a solid 4 minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to go closer to 10 and double that. I'm going to go with 8.
Okay. Yeah, Matt, you're closer. It was 8 minutes, 51 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah, because I remember even the music changes a bit as
Yeah.
they kept going. And it was just
I
a
feel like they
score.
went to like a different scene and it was still going.
The movie's actually over by the time it gets to
Right.
the end credits and pop right back up.
That would be incredible if some movie does that. The credits are rolling the entire time.
Just as
Well,
each
thanks
new
for helping.
character gets introduced, they get their like real life name next to them.
Yeah.
And they have to like turn around and smile at the
Yeah,
camera.
do the thing.
Yeah.
Eating and then looking up and smiling.
Ah,
Entering the door.
Those are the best. I miss those.
Bring those back, ladies and gentlemen.
seriously. All right, so Matt's on the board with 1 point. Next question. Dominic Sessa, who plays Angus, flubbed a take because he didn't know how to use what outdated device? First person to say it gets the point.
Oh, probably a payphone?
Yeah, it's close enough. It was a rotary phone. He didn't
Yeah.
know how to
Oh.
use the rotary phone. I really want to know what he did to it.
Was he just jabbing?
Yeah,
his
already
fingers?
started filming, just pushing in the holes. I don't know.
Or is it more of just like, yeah, hey Siri, can you connect me to an embassy?
Hello, operator.
All right, huh? Why'd they all talk like that?
Yeah, why
It
did all
points to
old
get
movies
across.
do that?
Is that like
just
Time crunch.
transatlantic accent they call it or something like that?
That's so weird. People didn't really talk
No.
like that back in the day, right? It was only for
We
movies.
need to
Yeah.
bring that back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that too.
Or create it, bring it to life. Off the
Yes.
movies, bring it to real life.
It's crazy. These kids nowadays don't even know what picking up the phone means.
Is that real?
Yeah,
No, they
that is
do.
real.
What?
Well, think
You have
about
to pick it up to talk. What are you talking
No,
about?
you
Is it 'cause
answer
it's
the
always in their
phone.
hands.
It's because we used to actively pick it up to
Oh,
answer.
lift it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the pound sign that all they know is as the hashtag.
The hashtag side, yeah.
It's like, no, you hit pound. Like, what do you mean pound?
Kids these days, I'm telling you.
Get with the time, old man.
Seriously.
Save a PDF and then come talk to me.
All right. Next question is true or false. First person to shout out the correct answer gets the point before I say it. we danced around this a little bit, but was this filmed on actual film?
False.
Or, sorry, false. False, it was not. I guess I didn't state that in a way that you could answer true or false, but false is the way that I will accept the answer because it was not. It was recorded digitally, and then they put all the grain on top of it.
Oh, interesting.
But it was convincing. I thought they did a good job with it.
Yeah.
I've seen bad fake grain movies before.
They hit that button, and this one they did not.
Yeah.
They did use they exposed it to different types of treatments as best they could to kind of give some of those effects.
Huh.
Same with Poor Things. You guys do see it. They do similar
Okay.
techniques.
I really want to see it. I have not seen it yet.
Me too. I think that might be what's next because we keep influencing. We'll see. Next question. This is the second partnership between director Alexander Payne and Paul Giamatti. What was their first film together? This is tough, maybe.
Oh, it was Sideways,
Sideways is correct.
Oh.
Good job, Siege.
which I have not seen,
That was
but I hear
another good
really
one.
good.
I've seen only bits of it. But yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
You're going to want a nice glass of wine with that movie.
Of course.
Even if you're not a wine drinker, by the end of it, you're an alcoholic.
Just exposure through the film.
Yeah.
There's an AA card with every purchase of the movie.
Nice.
Makes us tied up.
All right. Next question. First person to shout out the correct answer gets the point. Which eye did Paul Giamatti wear the fake lazy eye contact in?
Left.
Yeah, left. But Matt got it. No?
No.
Oh, is it the camera like flipped? Something with the
No, he
'Cause I
wears it
thought
in
he-
both. He alternates between each scene, wearing it at a different eye, so you don't really know which one you're supposed to be looking at.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's really good. I now have to go back and watch clips to see.
Yeah.
I just
Wow.
remember him saying,
It's this one.
At
He
the end,
points
he
his
does. He
right,
does
yeah.
point out
It's this one.
story-wise that it's
Yeah.
his right eye is the good one, but yeah, no, in the actual film, yeah, he
That's
switches it.
again, what a little asshole of a kid to be like, which one do I look at?
Yeah, just flat out acknowledging that. Like,
So the lazy eye thing was not in the original script, and Paul Giamatti wore that to freak out Dominic Sessa when they first got together, and then they both liked it so much that they worked it into the script, and I think it was a really
That's
cool,
incredible.
Really? That's
just a little
awesome.
detail. Yeah.
I guess he immediately regretted, like, wait, what? No, oh God, but that's gonna freeze to my eyeball.
yeah.
All right, how are we looking at points, Siege?
Well, neither one of us got that, so it's still tied.
That's one for
That's how that
Ken.
works.
One
Yeah.
for Ken.
All right, well, this is going to be the tiebreaker then. So, what is the Rotten Tomatoes Tomato Meter score just closest? This is the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes in percentage. I'm going to give you a count of 3, and you shout out what you think the percentage is for critics on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Y'all got it?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
90.
93.
What'd you say, Matt?
93.
93? Okay, Matt is closer. 97%
Wow.
on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh
Yeah,
wow, that's a nice score
that
Dang.
is a nice
for
score.
critics.
Yeah.
For critics, that's pretty up there. But Matt, you're a winner. Congratulations.
Reigning champ. I want to do the.
Just for fun, we've skipped to the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, and we're going straight to Letterboxd now. So out of 5 to 1 decimal point, what is the Letterboxd score average rating of people on Letterboxd for the Holdovers?
4.7.
Oh, that is
Okay.
that is high for Letterboxd.
That is probably unheard of on
Yeah.
Letterboxd. I'll tell you that.
I have high hopes for them.
I would hope maybe a solid 4.0.
Dude, you're definitely closer, but it's actually higher, 4.2. Like it is
Okay.
very
Wow.
high for Letterboxd.
Yeah. Good.
We found like 3, like somewhere around the 3 range is like
Yeah.
pretty common for
It just
most
averages
movies.
out.
So anything above a 4 is like incredible. But I think
take
that
it.
takes us to our ratings then.
You've heard us debating. We know you've been waiting. So now it's time to hear our ratings.
Matt, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate the Holdovers for you?
I'm gonna go with a strong 8 for me.
Nice.
I wish the opening credits were just 20 minutes longer.
That's what
Maybe
sold you
it's
back.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, perfect movie.
Had to dock 2 points for that, but yeah. Siege.
For me, I think I'm going to be in the hand-holding club with Matt. I'm going to give it a solid 8 as well. I really enjoyed this. Very cozy. Love to see Paul Giamatti getting some credit where credit's due. Big fan of him. Fun to listen to on his podcast. He's always a great talk show guest as well. Yeah,
that factors into your rating of the movie.
Yep, totally. They got to go promote it, so they're making
great
appearances on Kimmel and stuff like that.
Loves Bigfoot.
Yep.
Extra point for this movie. Okay, cool.
Ken.
For me, you know what? I don't want to get you guys' hopes up, but when I was watching this movie, I thought it's gonna be up there as like a movie I'm gonna rewatch like often. I feel like it's a really good movie.
So it's above a 5.
It's above a 5. Yeah, my bar's kind of
Okay, Letterboxd.
Yeah. But man, like when I went to rate it on Letterboxd, where you can find me at KDRSC01, I gave it full 5 stars initially.
Whoa.
But then I thought, okay, maybe that's a little too high, so then I dropped down a half star. So I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10 for me.
Nice.
I think it's a really good movie. I
Nice.
really enjoyed it. I thought it was very strong, heartwarming, cozy, and yeah, something that is very rewatchable, I feel like. So, yeah, 9.
Do you guys get choked up at the end? That was I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
This is making me emotional.
Yeah. Can we talk about the ending for a second? I mean, we've gotten far enough. Let's do plugs really quick, and then we're going to talk about the ending, just so that people don't totally don't zoom out. Matt, do you have anything you want to plug at the end here?
I don't have anything to plug. Looking forward to the future.
All right. CJ, what do we got?
You can follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod. That's Overtalking POD. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on all the things. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com. Call or text us at USACat1591. Go to our website, overtalkingpod.party. It's a real website. You can type in the word Matt to find his previous episodes.
That's right. Oh, no, they're here. The Overtalking Overlords have arrived. They're our guests. The Worldly Landlords. They show up at the end of every episode. Remind me to remind you, if you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and rate and review. Reviews help people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money in advertising, so if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, the ending of the movie.
We're going into spoiler country.
Yes, spoiler country. Thanks for sticking with us. Okay, so the part that you got choked up at, was that before he drinks the whiskey, or when they're saying goodbye to each other?
When they're saying goodbye to each other, yeah.
Yeah.
They've shared this experience, this journey together. They've both grown, and then they have to say, and then it's over, and they got to say bye.
Yeah.
I think it's the fact that Paul Giamatti starts getting choked up, and you're like, oh, if you're gonna cry, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, I mean, I love that it's not even sad, because it's really what's best for both of them, right? Like, he gets to stay not in military school.
Yeah.
And Paul Giamatti gets to actually finally get shaken out of his nest of comfort that he has kind of hidden away himself at for however long.
Mine was the cafeteria woman when she holds out her hand. I was choking up a bit when he grabs it, because I feel like for him, military school, that's almost certain death.
Yeah.
You're going to be shipped off. Yeah, that's what it is. It's not just like, oh, I have to go to a shitty school. It's like, oh, I'm going to be shipped off. And I think part of her realizes that too. And it's just like this heartwarming, nurturing, I get it, I'm here with you.
They're all so nice to each other at the end. They love each other.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Sometimes. I also want to talk about the very last thing in the movie, where he ends up with, and I'm pretty sure this is the whiskey that the head of the school showed at the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
How did he get that? Did I miss that? Or he just had it in his car?
Remember, he had the keys to everywhere. He pops into the office at one point during the holdover period, because he has those custodian keys that you can access anything.
That's right.
So call back to
I love that.
Yeah, that was a
or there's
great way to
alternate angle when he's leaving. It's just clearly he's holding it back
behind his back.
Mine.
And then he takes a sip as he's at literal crossroads.
Yeah.
And then he rolls down the window, spits it out, and turns left. Which, I mean, I think I know what that's supposed to mean, but do either of you want to take a stab at what you thought?
I'm sure this is incorrect, but I thought I thought it was his moment of like, you know what? I'm not going to drink and drive anymore. But
I mean, that's kind of what I
really
thought.
incorrect.
Well, I thought it was like, yeah, he didn't want to just go down the alcoholic route because he was drinking pretty heavily in this movie.
Oh yeah,
It's true, but never called out. Just that, like, oh, we can smell it on you, and it's just part of your stink.
yeah,
True.
yeah. I thought too. Yeah, it could be that, or just kind of a not that the principal is aware of this, but just kind of a like, I'm not even gonna actually drink this. I'm just gonna like taste it and spit it out and like waste it because like fuck that guy.
Like a last fuck you to the school.
To the what is he? Human penis cancer. The fuck you.
That's what he called it. Yeah.
I also thought it would have been funny. I don't think this is the real answer, but he takes a sip and he's like, "Oh, this isn't Jim Beam," and then spits it out.
And then a giant Jim Beam logo comes up. Except no substitutions.
That's right.
Nothing's
better.
I would have even liked to see him maybe just like kind of take a swig and then like smash it on the ground like next to him or something. Would have been fun too.
Yeah,
it's like he gets to taste it and be like, "Fuck this guy," just gonna smash it.
No, it was heartwarming, and I like how you point out it wasn't inherently sad. It just said you don't want to say goodbye to these characters. You want to see them be buddy in school during the year and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a like kind of a happy, but not really because they're separating, but like hey, look at us. We did good. And then go off and enjoy our lives.
It's a good summary of how they affected each other's lives during that one winter break.
Yeah.
So good. Man, I love this movie. It's so good.
It's fun.
I think I'm going to watch. I'm thinking it's going to be my like Christmas rotation, I feel like. I know it's not really a Christmas movie, but like I think I'm going to put it in there because it's really good. I like it.
I feel like that was the perfect credits roll moment. It was Ken saying over winter break, and then we just have the credits kind of go over this episode.
You have to like replace your normal music with that like soft 70s walk, the whole sad song Walk Away.
It'd be a little abrupt if it was our normal ending music.
Yeah. Popping along.
Well, that might be a good opportunity to wrap it up. So, Matt, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
This was excellent.
Good to see you guys.
And thank you for Wink Wink picking this movie. So,
definitely.
As we always say at the end of every episode,
too dumb to pour piss out of a boot.
Bye.
This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week's guest was Matt Alaniz. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.